everybody, it's Ginger. It's been just really beautiful weather out, so I'm sure you guys have been in your garden. I know I have been. And one of the things we've been doing in our garden is we're making new areas for planting. So some of the easiest ways to get into your garden quickly in the spring, if you don't want to wait for the soil to dry out, or maybe if you just did what we did, we're taking out some grass. We're just going to basically sheet mulch right over that, which is just laying down a weed barrier of cardboard, wood chipping, and then adding your raised bed right on top of that. So this is like the really quick and easy way you can jump into your garden. We showed you straw bale beds, and this is more of a traditional bed, so this is made out of wood. However, we did save some money because in order to have a raised bed outside, you don't want it to rot, and you want insects to be burrowing in it. So you usually would use cedar or something that's going to be rot resistant for a period of time. But cedar is really expensive. So we actually used pine, but we treated it with a Japanese technique called chasugiban. And it's basically just a light charring on the outside, the exterior of the wood. And what that char does is it makes it more waterproof, more insect-proof, and more rot-proof than it would be otherwise. It's a really old Japanese technique, and it's very effective. You can use it on any kind of wood, and it just extends the life of the wood in the garden quite a bit. It has no added chemicals to it, so it's not like a PT. I don't recommend using pressure-treated wood for garden beds. And then we also have a couple things to say about just if you have your wooden frame, you want to make sure that you make your wooden frames small enough so you can reach into the middle of the bed. So if you make them too wide, you're going to have a problem getting in there and weeding and working with things, and it's going to drive you crazy. So always make sure that you make it reachable in each side so you can reach easily into the center. If you push this up against a wall, you wouldn't want to make it 4 feet wide because you couldn't get it all the way over. So ones against a building should be a little bit thinner so you can get in there. You also want to think about how is this going to drain. Raised beds tend to be dry because they're not actually in the earth or above it. So I added, as you can see, I've been planting roses in my garden, big pots of roses. So I've been making large holes. So it's really good if you are in the process of planting an orchard or planting some bigger things in your garden. The clay that you remove can then go into the bottom of a raised bed, and that provides like a richer soil. And then you can add potting mix on top of that, or you could add compost on top of that and kind of mix it in. But if you have a bed that is, a foot tall or 8 inches tall and it's just compost, it's going to dry out pretty quick. So you want to have some thicker soil in there. So a clay is a really nice thing to add for water retention. And the next part of the video, we're going to go over and look at a raised bed that I've had around. This is a brand new one. We're going to go look at one I've had around for a couple years, and you'll see what I planted in there.